Korean players. You also have, I believe it is the third is Lastro, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, who is two of them. I'm not sure where Attitude was beforehand, but you talk about two players that were on one of the top teams in Contenders Korea is where they were from. When you talk about Element or not Element Mystic, Stormquake, they lost to Element Mystic.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a quake of a battle here coming out. Bermuda coming out to be able to meet them on high ground first, but there's just fighting all over the place here, Lavasco.
Yeah, it's trying to regroup right now. Skyfoxes, they're able to get back together with themselves. Clone Man. And now you have Hypnot just going back in. Pizza Demon with that elimination at the start on the Attitude, too. So now even though you have players that are able to get onto the point first for Bermuda, Skyfoxes is well in control of this. Not able to handle the aggression coming out from Skyfoxes was Bermuda.
Yeah, I mean, Bermuda is just doing a phenomenal job here. They're going to take capture of this point first. So let's talk a little bit about the coordination that we just saw. There's a lot of players on Bermuda that know each other from previous teams, and that synergy just shows here. They're already going to be nearing the 20% mark on that capture progress, if not coming up on that Earth Shatter, which will be really great for setting the team fight here.
Got it. So Bermuda in control. Hypnot in again. Clone Man can't do anything about that. And they're just going to have to try and regroup one more time for Skyfoxes. So Bermuda well in control and, you know, knowing what their name is, unlike me.
They do know what their name is, and they know where they're coming from, even though they are in the middle of nowhere, as their name suggests. But Bermuda is doing a phenomenal job of holding this. But look at that Graviton!
Very aggressive right from the start. Skyfox is kind of backpedaling here. They're going to have to regroup. They are not doing well in this. Buds building up towards that EMP, but not quite to it yet. That'll be one of the difference makers in this next fight.
Bermuda is looking so good here right now. They are out for a vengeance. There is a blood rivalry between these two teams that we can talk about a little bit later. But Hypnot and Guru are from Maryville eSports, and so is one of the members of Skyfoxes that actually isn't playing today.
Well, they have the EMP out, and it's pretty massive for Skyfoxes. Anti-nade too, and that's a quick team wipe. Only the D.Va is left, but that D.Va is going to go far away from point, and it's going to be a quick clip, but 85% has been built up for Bermuda.
And that's going to be one fight territory here. So if Bermuda's able to get back and utilize their ultimates to set the pace of this next fight, they might be able to take this one in a swimming fashion here. But, you know, Hypnot is doing a great job of that Reinhardt v. Reinhardt battle here. Looking to be able to utilize that Earth Shatter.
Unfortunately, Clone Man has kind of gotten pushed in quite a bit and bullied a little bit, but now he has a nano boost and can try and bully himself. Only problem is everybody's able to live through with the nano boost. Oh, blocks the shatter for the most part was Clone Man. FaZe did get caught in it. It's not going to be enough, though. It's going to be the quick flip coming for Bermuda here. Bud's one of the few players left alive, but Buds can't even stay alive.
No, they knew what they needed to do here. Bermuda's win condition was utilizing the Earth Shatter and then the Graviton to be able to seal the deal. So now, this is last fight. Skyfox is going to have to really rush to be able to touch this point before that overtime starts. And that wall!
The wall denying Clone Man from getting on there at first. It's also going to deny him his life as well because Guru's right there to just throw that beam right into him. And now this is really Bermuda with a dominant control here. They only give up 35% on point number 1 in Mecha Base, but Skyfox is still with an opportunity to turn this around on our next map.
Okay, so I said a little bit of misinformation earlier, but Mac, Guru, and Hypnot are all from the same university team. They're all on Maryville eSports. They know each other's play styles because they're so familiar. There's a lot of information trading going back and forth on, you know, potentially what Skyfoxes might do versus what Bermuda's play style is going to be with Hypnot and Guru in the tank positions for Bermuda. So it's just very interesting here to see how all of that information is playing out because at the moment, it looks like Bermuda has the upper hand. They were able to get control of the point first on Mecha Base, and then they utilized their ultimates so well in rotation that they were able to hold on to it once they saw value from those ults. Gonna see similar compositions though from both teams moving on to Sanctuary.
Sanctuary, a little bit more openings, a little bit more room, a little bit different from Mecha Base, but still usually a heavily Goats-dominated map, and the Goats composition not doing as well this time for Bermuda. The Attitude is able to take out Ultimate Weapon right at the beginning. So Ultimate Weapon being down is a good start for them. And Clone Man able to take Hypnot out, who just charged his way forward trying to just pin somebody, and it doesn't work out well. So now the XL2 tank can finally show his aggression and his ability as he gets the opening, and it looks like a pause is being asked for by the side of Bermuda, and finally does come out. A little bit slow on the uptake there. I think it was Buds who might be our lobby leader, and either way, it ends up happening finally here, Necra. But Skyfox is looking much better here.
They are looking better, and let's talk about that. So Buds on the Sombra has a lot more open space to be able to get behind Bermuda, get a quick hack, a key hack, and then signal go to Skyfoxes to rush in and bully their team. It was so much more difficult on Mecha Base when you have to go through those small chokeholds and you can't really wait around, because that's Bermuda's chance to be able to pick you apart one by one in those small corridors of Mecha Base before your Sombra is able to get around, flank behind, and take out Bermuda's backline. It just didn't work out as well. I would have liked to see Skyfoxes switch off of the Sombra for Mecha Base, but it's working out a lot better here.
I wonder if maybe they were just planning on getting a warm-up on the composition in that first map and knowing that it's going to be stronger on these other maps. Because, you know, this is something where it's definitely working really well. With the fact that we are in this pause, we can even look and see the advantages really are pretty heavily in favor for the most part to most of Skyfoxes. You already have Attitude, who already has the ultimate. You have Buds, who's already about to get the EMP pretty much. Clone Man is at 50%, so not beating Hypnot by a lot, but it's still enough to be a good advantage. FaZe is beating Guru by a significant amount on the Zarya, which is one of the things that takes a lot more time than some of the other things. So as far as what's happening here for Bermuda, they're going to have to really make this next fight work for them, because they are behind the 8-ball.
Yeah, and the next fight's going to be dependent on whether or not Pizza Demon's able to get up that Transcendence. Already 75%, so it's definitely possible for them to get that team-saving ultimate online. But they're going to have to be able to go through these chokeholds here, figure out a way around this just defense that Skyfoxes has set up on this point.
Yeah, Mac is able to sort of just take them around, just escort the comp to wherever it needs to be. And of course, you still have the flanking Buds who can come in and just deal with this. Oh, he was actually dropped right on top of, had to translocate out, but Clone Man is able to find a few with his ultimate. Pizza Demon in response uses the Transcendence, and Attitude got a little bit too aggressive and lost his life in that fight. So now, Buds used the EMP and got stunned out and died to Pizza Demon. So now no ult's going to be here for Skyfoxes, and this point is definitely going to flip over to the other side in Bermuda.
Oh my goodness, that stun. That is the second time today that we have seen a Brigitte take out an EMP Sombra. What is with these Brigittas? You know, it's we can't call them Brigbots anymore, because they're absolutely one of the most useful parts of this composition, even with that shield bash being nerfed in this current patch. But look at this Graviton coming out so early.
Have the nano boost used onto the player in Clone Man, who gets charged away from his team. So now he's in a really bad spot, but the hack came out on a Hypnot, so he's able to get his Shatter down and out. So now he's able to charge back towards his team with Hypnot. Hypnot gets his ultimate stunned out too, and a massive anti-nade goes through, and this is gonna go back over to Skyfoxes.
Oh my goodness, what is with these Brigittas? They are on fire today, on point. But you know, even before that point flip, Bermuda was able to get 40% for capture progress here. So Skyfoxes looking at potentially 2 more team fights to be able to seal the deal on this one and bring the map score up 1-1. Bermuda doesn't have a whole lot in their pocket. She's going to have to be able to hit a big Diva Bomb here, or just kind of get some of those extra ultimates online later in this fight.
Well, now they know that it was there too because of the hack, and it still works. Buds gets caught by it, and Pizza Demon punches FaZe out of the fight. So 88% already built up to, but this is a losing fight for Skyfoxes. What they can get out of this is what's important. They use their Shatter, though. They don't want to give up on this. They think that there's still enough here, even though they're without 2 important members. They are able to get back a little bit quicker, and Attitude getting that nano boost keeps them alive, but the EMP is massive on the player who came back in Buds, but it's not going to be enough, so they're going to flip this back over. They do at least get to 99%.
There is no follow-up. Buds utilized that EMP as a last resort, following up the commitment from Clone Man with that Earth Shatter. They thought that they were going to be able to take this, and I don't think I agree with that stance. They are coming up on the Zarya Graviton, though, so Faye is going to be able to utilize that here, but, you know, Bermuda, yeah, they don't really have a whole lot to hold this point either.
Not much on either side, so it'll be a pretty just vanilla fight. But Hypnot does get his ult first and is able to make it work. So even though Shu got hacked again, it doesn't matter. They keep control of this point. We're entering into last fight territory.
Yes, this is going to be the last fight for both of these teams. Bermuda looking at taking this first map of the series. Skyfoxes looking to put their mark on the map, and they are going to both have a slugfest here. FaZe is going to have the Graviton. Shu has the Diva Bomb, but is hacked right now. Are they going to be able to get it off for this last fight?
And that's the important part, especially with the EMP coming right back out here in just a second. And the EMP gets everybody but Pizza Demon. Pizza Demon was able to use it while the hack was coming out. Self-destruct for Shu is still able to take down Clone Man is the good thing in that graph. So there's still an opportunity for Bermuda to get the upper hand, especially too if that Shatter can hit, but it misses from Hypnot. They're still able to grab and corral the rest of Skyfoxes into the ult. Overtime meter ticks away, and it's Bermuda who goes up 1-0 after our first map of Busan.
Wow, that was just a team fight dependent on what ultimates came up next. We saw them as soon as they come online go out onto the enemy team. But Guru is such a phenomenal Zarya on this map, not only for Mecha Base, but also for Sanctuary, able to do immense amounts of damage, just lapped FaZe in those Graviton surges.
Guru was really impressive, and you saw it was kind of a different, you just saw 2 different styles too. You saw Skyfoxes with that Ana, the Lucio, they were definitely going with some different style of compositions to go against the GOAT's composition that was coming out from Bermuda, and it just was stronger on the other end. The Maryville eSports and Skyfoxes player in Guru is one of the players who shines because of it, and you know, this is a team that's 3-0 currently in Skyfoxes. Bermuda 2-1. Their one loss is to the other undefeated team. They want to take out one of the undefeated teams, though, it seems like, for them. So not going too bad for them here after map 1. They're up 1-0, but Skyfoxes, well, now they're in a situation they've only been in one other time. And that was way, you know, that was on an assault map. It was also one of the first matches that they played. So it's, you know, to this point, they have been one of the teams to beat.
They really have been, but Bermuda's looking to solidify that as well. If they're able to take Skyfoxes out, that means that they're sitting at the top of the pack as well with Square One, with Skyfoxes. I mean, it could just be that there's back and forth for all of these teams. Might depend on who's having a good day and who's not. But Bermuda looks like they're having a great day. Hypnot and Guru just have incredible synergy right now. As we mentioned before, they are the tank line for Maryville eSports, so they've been playing together for a while and it shows. They have a lot of synergy. Guru is only able to play that aggressive Zarya style because they know that they have Hypnot to back them up. So that is really important. And Skyfoxes doesn't quite have the same kind of synergy in their tank line, and that's really important when we're in this meta where the tank line and the front line matters so much.
I think it is important to point out, though, that even though they don't have the synergy of these other teams, they have the star power that when this team does start to click, can be extremely scary. You have Clone Man, who is the main tank for XL2 on some of those really good XL2 teams that made championship berths. So that is one thing to consider. iRemix, we don't see him playing today, but you know, he was an LA Gladiators off tank and played on Kangurna back in the day as well. FaZe, Lastro, 2 players who are, you know, who were former members of Stormquake too. So you cannot count out the ability of these players, especially if they put it together And now we're going to see them maybe show us another little thing that's different, I think is something to point out as well. But we're getting goats for the side of the team on the defense here in Bermuda.
Yeah, Bermuda's doing they're already just going to lock into that Zenrine goats that they've been working so well with today. Pizza Demon has just been on point, and I think that's also one of the reasons why this Sombra composition coming out from Skyfoxes hasn't been able to hit its mark. Pizza Demon, you look at Buds, who's able to get into the backline, trying to find Pizza Demon there with a hack, and it just doesn't work because Pizza Demon's ready with a volley, ready to hit some headshots, and really forces Buds to back out and recall. But look at the stall happening here between these two teams at the statue.
Well, ultimate weapon too with the shield bash on to Buds in the last fight, I think is one thing. You know, the shield was the ultimate weapon there, that's for sure. It's not what people think is the ultimate weapon in EMP. Pizza Demon has gotten the first pick in both maps, and his team just aggresses in and takes advantage after it happens.
Pizza Demon has incredible mechanical skill, and you're going to see that he's going to be heavily rewarded by that first pick. Already going to have Transcendence for this next team engagement. And Skyfoxes coming up on the Nano Boost as well, but Ultimate Economy is definitely looking like it's in Bermuda's favor right now, but it's evening up very quickly here with all of the damage Clone Man's putting out.
Well, Clone Man now will get the Ana Nano Boost onto him so he can aggress in, throw his Earth Shatter out, block or try to block Hypnots. Doesn't quite do it, but does charge into Ultimate Weapon. So the Brigitte down and out of the fight. Buds is able to build up to this EMP, but they have the advantage here. They're going to eventually get control of this point. Just have to take care of OG and Shu, who is out of mech.
It didn't even matter whether or not Clone Man's Shatter hit. They just had the follow-up necessary to be able to take out Bermuda one by one. And so there's going to be ultimates online for both of these teams. And look at the aggression on the high ground now of Blizzard World. And, you know, you're going to see Skyfoxes trying to get some staggers here. But FaZe might get punished for this.
So Blizzard... So they throw in the grab. The self-destruct goes too far. Ultimate Weapon still able to take out the Zarya FaZe. So you're still not in a terrible spot if you are the defending team in Bermuda, but the only problem is you still have to get back to the cart. So now they finally get everybody there. Ultimate Weapon able to just help out on that front line, and they at least have control. Only problem is their spawners are so much further away, and Hypnot gets left as he's using his ult. So you lose that ultimate. Now Clone Man can just go swinging through and have Buds following up and FaZe.
Oh my goodness, these Earth Shatters are just not landing for either Reinhardt right now because of the support that they're getting from their team to just be able to block those. What is going on though? Clone Man looking to get nanoed here, and there's still a fight.
It's crazy because Hypnot is able to make that fight be turned around because there wasn't enough damage after what was happening with those last few players, so they do win out on this fight. But it was weird because they lost the fight, but then won the fight because they were closer to their spawn. But Hypnot just ran rap shot through their team and didn't care.
No, did not care, and that's going to be time off the clock too, especially because Skyfoxes ended up with a very quick take of point A. Now this cart is rolling through the streets phase, and Bermuda looking to be able to fight back with that Earth Shatter, hopefully staying out of the graviton that FaZe is looking to use here.
They pulled the players off of the high ground at the start there, so they threw the Ana off, made her have to go to the low ground, which you're okay, though, if you're the side of Skyfoxes, because you can still protect your Ana fairly well from this GOAT's composition. You still have a lot of healing and a lot of resources that go into Clone Man when you do play with that Ana-style composition. Hypnot getting slept here, too, so now Clone Man, if he gets healed up, can force his way back in. Only problem is Hypnot's back alive, gets caught in the grab. Self-destruct comes through in defense, and Shu is able to get the Ana in Lastro, so this still going in favor of the defense, at least for the moment. But Buds in this fight and the sound barrier coming out keeps Skyfoxes in it, and Shu being pushed away. So now that cart dangerously close. Just have to find OG, who's just stalling on that Lucian for as long as possible, but can only stall for so long.
I really liked the defensive use of the Earth Shatter that we saw from Clone Man there. Guru utilized the Graviton Surge, was able to ball everybody up, and when the defenses were down, as Bermuda was getting aggressive, Clone Man said, I don't think you're going to touch my team. Let me Earth Shatter here and make sure that we stay alive to be able to cap that point. So we're going to see this cart continuing to roll into the third point of Blizzard World, and that EMP's huge!
It's able to catch every target that you need. There wasn't any ults up anyways, so you're able to just quickly team wipe, just charge away with the baby diva. She doesn't even live through the charge, so it doesn't even matter. And now that card's just gonna keep rolling for Skyfoxes.
Skyfoxes is looking like they just needed a warm-up map, I think, Labasco, because they are looking so good on Blizzard World right now. Having lots of fun, should I say. But Bermuda is coming up on several ultimates here. Hypnot with that Earth Shatter. Oh, but the Graviton!
Massive Graviton. The Diva gets caught and it couldn't eat a Pizza Demon, though, is able to get Buds, who is trying to take him down. So Buds out of the fight. The defense is going to hold, have to run away, and not going to be able to use Clone Man. But there's still time on the clock, and players, for the most part, do get away. And FaZe, who's your Zarya, gets away with high charge. Bud's back into the fight here, does try to get a hack off. That will maybe scare players away, at least for the moment.
I gotta tell you, though, Ultimate Weapon Pizza Demon are doing a really great job of keeping Buds in check. You saw that really beautiful bash headshot combo there that ended up taking him out, but look at this rally now. Lots of fights.
Clone Man's so close to going down, does fall now. Hypnot swinging through to make that happen, and also charges in and just decapitates Attitude. Nothing that the Brigitte can do.
No, absolutely not. And Pizza Demon's going to be able to get the last word, too, onto Lastro. Lastro, now with that nano boost, though, might be able to find its target onto Clone Man or somebody that gets really low in this next fight. There's a minute 30 left on the clock, and Skyfoxes needs to be able to kind of make something happen here.
They do have some ultimates to work with. Pizza Demon with that Transcendence, though, can try and negate something that they may try. Self-destruct is in, and it's not able to be blocked for FaZe or Lastro, so the double kill, and now you have to try and get away again. Clone Man backing towards his spawn with a few players left alive. Buds looking for a chance now to use EMP. Has to wait for his team to regroup, but they have the ultimates to work with now.
They do have the ultimates to work with. That was such a beautiful Earth Shatter Diva Bomb combo, though. It was just really well timed. Nice angle there from Shu on that bomb. But you gotta watch out if you are Pizza Demon, because Bud's absolutely looking to use the EMP.
And the EMP catches everybody except for Guru. Pizza Demon wasn't able to get off the Transcendence in time, so Pizza Demon's going to fall. The cart will move. 30 seconds left. You still have 4 ultimates left to be used too for Skyfoxes.
Yeah, and that Graviton's absolutely going to catch them at the door before they're able to touch that cart. Hypnot trying so hard, though, with that Wrecking Ball to be able to get there.
Got hacked out of the sky, though, too, so not able to do anything once in the fight. Mac with another elimination. The grab gets eaten from FaZe, though. Shu with a heroic eat of the grab gives them an opportunity, at least may cause it to be overtime by the time this gets completed for Skyfoxes, which is in a win in and of itself. If you can complete the map, Earth Shatter through and Sound Barrier, it looks like the defense will be able to turn it with their respawners. Nothing that Clone Man can do except watch his teammates in front of him fall, and now he gets stuck. EMP has to try and just hack his way through, but Clone Man will fall, and it's just a Zarya and Anna left alive. Is it going to be enough, though? It won't be. They won't get to that end.
Oh, but there's that Zarya, though, so high charge. Are they gonna be able to?
They're gonna make it. They're gonna get an opportunity. There's only a Zarya left alive. They have to get it back on. They can't. Skyfoxes completes it. It looked like they were done, but FaZe doesn't care.
Oh my goodness, FaZe. You're right, though. At a certain moment in that fight, the respawners for Bermuda came back with a vengeance to try to be able to stop this cart in its tracks. But FaZe, oh my goodness, that nano boost was all you needed to be able to take that point with your supports. I'm stunned right now. I'm like on the edge of my seat.
FaZe. I am sorry, FaZe. I will never doubt you again that if you are high charge and you get the nano boost, that you can do whatever you want. I have learned my lesson.
I think that goes to say for any of these Zaryas that we're seeing today, because there's so much that you can do if you are 100 charge with a nano boost. You are melting through the enemy team, and that's exactly what we saw FaZe do. Oh my goodness, I can't. I'm just stunned. I can't find words to
The
describe
grab
how
coming at
excited
that
I am.
perfect time. It was awesome. But they have to still have a defense, though, because
Yes.
they did complete it in overtime is the one thing to consider, Nekuro.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we are on the hybrid map, if Bermuda is able to complete this map with over a minute left in their time bank, they get a chance to be able to attack again, and Skyfoxes will not. So it is up to Bermuda here to be able to push it through. It's up to Skyfoxes to stop that. We'll see whether or not that's going to be the case. You're going to see the same composition coming out from Skyfoxes here as we saw on the attack for the defense. Bermuda sticking to the tried and true Zen Rhine goats.
Is it tried and true? That's the question that we're going to have answered here, that's for sure. It looked pretty good for the side of Skyfoxes that maybe they have a little bit of a different answer to what you're seeing with that Ana and the Sombra in their composition. At least it's working here on Blizzard World, but at the moment, they have to try and win this defensive fight. They're at least keeping Hypnot back, at least for the moment. Has to get himself healed back up. Clone Man able to swing in there a little bit. Controlling that corner is the important part here. Hypnot working his way over to the other side to position himself to do something and to let Pizza Demon just be Pizza Demon. Pizza Demon again starting a fight with the pick will give his team an advantage, and now they force their way on, and that allows for Hypnot to use his Shatter. Clone Man coming back, hiding to use that, but it doesn't matter. His team has fallen, and Guru saying, hey, I'm a pretty good Zarya too, by the way.
Yeah, if you're 100 charge, you can kind of do anything if you're a Zarya. And Guru, that means, like, with all the work that he just put into that team fight, is going to have a Graviton Surge very early here. Might even see it go off before Shu ends up with the other piece of that combination with the Diva Bomb. So we'll see what happens. Pizza Demon, again, what world are you from, man?
There must be a lot of pizza there, and he must be king. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Well, he's a demon, though, so I guess he's...
That could be Demon Kings.
Yes, Demon King. So, you know, it makes me think of another player in a different game, funny enough. But regardless, Pizza Demon has been super important on that Zenyatta. Graviton Surge. Oh, but his tank gets forced off is the only problem. And Hypnot, but they should be able to get this card at least moving around out of that area that's kind of a choke. But Clone Man's able to work his way back in. EMP only caught 2 is the problem, but that's enough to maybe get the Shatter, but it's not going to do anything for Clone Man. And now you'll have to go back to the drawing board after using those 2 ults for the side of Skyfoxes.
Clone Man died before he was able to get that animation off, which meant that this card's going to keep rolling. There's not going to be any sort of earthquake here to be able to derail this train coming through the station. And Skyfoxes now needs to be able to utilize the Graviton here. Shu, stay hungry.
Clone Man swinging his way back in for the defense. Hypnot, though, is okay with that. The self-destruct goes over the top, doesn't land on the bridge, which is the good thing. At least forces players to have to consider it. But now you have the defense forcing in with that sound barrier and nano boost, but they get caught right into the Shatter of Hypnot, and now the grab. Clone Man gets the bubbles to keep himself alive, but it won't be enough. The Shatter and the grab combo is too much. FaZe and Lastro alive again. We saw them have a miracle before. I don't think you're going to see a second point miracle, although he's going to try his hardest as FaZe.
Oh yeah, and FaZe is trying so hard to be able to escape with the charge that he's built up over this team fight, but Guru does not want to let him have it. Going to actually have to back off though, because they don't want to get caught out like we've seen some of these members do. Definitely don't want to be out of position here. But Bermuda has been rolling with momentum. 4.5 minutes on the clock, Labasco, to be able to seal this out. They just need to have this in over a minute. They might be able to do that here, but watch out for the EMP.
EMP does manage to catch a few key targets, and even if it doesn't, the Shatter of Clone Man makes sure that this is going to work, but Hypnot is still able to fire strike through onto OG, or sorry, Hypnot's able to get Lastro. OG was the one who fell on the other side, but the card still moves, so this isn't working out too well for right now for Skyfoxes. They have to commit more in, and that's something they don't want to have to do, especially because their grab doesn't do enough. It's Spell Destruct on top, and the card's going to keep moving.
Yeah, bad angle on the Diva Bomb, but that's not necessary when the angle on the Graviton Surge is just right. And so now we're seeing just a monumental push coming out from Bermuda. This cart barely getting stopped. There's no friction here. Skyfoxes is really going to have to use this Earthshatter and make it a big one, but Hypnot's doing a great job of protecting his team here.
Friction can generate heat, and that's what Clone Man wants to do. Maybe with this Earth Shatter, gets stunned out, hasn't used his ult yet is the only thing. Shatter comes through first from Hypnot, and it's big, so it's not going to matter that the EMP is used because nobody's able to really deal any damage in. FaZe has been so careful to make sure he doesn't die that he's able to try and aggress it now. The only problem is there's not enough support around him, and the golden box is hit, and now the win condition is there for Bermuda to go up 2-0.
And there's 3 minutes left on the clock for Bermuda to try to make that happen. That is a lot of time to be able to get something done. And even if they don't want to do it with a Zen Rhine Goats composition like they've been sticking to for this whole series, you can get some of those high-value ultimates online, like maybe a Pharah Barrage, maybe the, Cyber Ninja combination. There's a lot of ways to be able to get one tick on a point here with 3 minutes on the clock. So we'll see what they come out of the gates with, but Skyfoxes is going to have a stalwart defense here, and it looks like they're going to try to make that happen with what's been working for them for some parts of this series. Yeah, but, I just don't think that this is the way to do it. I know that they're maybe trying out a new composition here, and maybe they're feeling like they can experiment a little bit. But I just think that Sombra isn't getting the value that it needs to against Bermuda. Pizza Demon so on point with where that Sombra is coming from, able to take them out of the fight. They just really didn't like getting caught out on Busan, so definitely trying to dish it back to them here. And he's been getting a lot of support from the rest of his team as well, by trying to keep that Sombra at bay. So those those hacks haven't gone off, the backline kills haven't happened, and those EMPs have been too late for them to matter, like we just saw on that final push where they were on the defense with it. But we'll see if they're able to make something work here.
They have to. They have to make it work here, otherwise they're going to go down 2-0. They're employing the same strategy. Clone Man kind of using that angle to try and hold himself there, but coming around now is Pizza Demon and the rest of his team. He's gotten the first pick, and that's what swung it in their favor last time. Can he do it again, though? It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, at least here for right now, but neither team has had a player fall, so Clone Man and Hypnot keep swinging away at each other, looking to gain that first advantage. Ooh. Use of that nade will keep players up, and the mech going away allows for the grab to come in, though, is the only thing. So now here maybe is the opportunity, but the grab is bigger for the defense in Skyfoxes, and the only one left alive is Guru in behind. Max says goodbye to him, and now they do have to just wait, though. They have some respawners coming in is the only problem. Should be enough time for players to get back. They've got some ults, too.
Hold on. We saw 2 Graviton Surges that fight. Guru used theirs. FaZe followed up with it. That one was a little bit bigger, but Guru's already 50% back to another Graviton Surge. So even if they utilized it there, they still have 1.5 minutes left on the clock. If they're able to engage quickly, that might be 2 chances for them. They're going to rally in to see if they can make something happen with that EMP.
6 hit with the EMP, so nobody's going to be able to do anything except swing or press their left-click button. And it's not going to be enough to keep Shoes max. So that's the only thing, though, is they're still able to make this work, at least for the moment. Sound Barrier out in desperation to try and get back into this for Bermuda. OG, and then the use of the Shatter from Hypnot. They're going to be able to win this map. They only have 2 players left to take care of. FaZe can't do it this time, and Bud's the only one left. Bermuda goes up 2-0 over Skyfoxes.
Bermuda is out for blood today. Holy cow, we are seeing some incredible gameplay from Bermuda. I mean, Skyfoxes was looking really, really good for the first 3 days of, Contenders trials, but Bermuda knows how to play against them, and I wonder if it's because of the inside information that Hypnot and Guru have to how Mac plays on their team. Because if you can take out a support, then you really don't have that critical piece that you need to be able to have. And something else that I've been noticing too is that Hypnot and Guru are just playing better together than what Clone Man and FaZe have been.
And you have to consider too, there's a little bit of maybe of a language barrier there, so I'm sure
That's
it's a bit of
true.
an adjustment period for those two. But the other thing, and attitude as well, also is somebody from Korea too. So you have two Korean players and a main tank who's from New York. Well, played for XL too, I should say. Not that he's from New York. So you kind of have a little bit of a different, I'm sure he has experience with playing with other players who speak Korean is the one thing. So there is that part to it. But it's 2-0 Bermuda. So regardless of whether or not this comp can work, it's going really well. By the way, 15,000 healing for Pizza Demon on Zenyatta is
Nuts.
insane. Just
Those
wanted to point that out.
transcendences were fat, Labasco. Like, I have seen good Zenyatas, and I gotta say, Pizza Demon's one of the best ones that I've seen in the tier 3 scene. They absolutely deserve to be here. I think that they're doing a phenomenal job of being able to keep the Sombra at bay, being able to heal their enemy team, or to heal their team, not the enemy team. Wouldn't that be something if you could heal the enemy team?
I don't know if you want to do that, though.
No, but it's just they're playing really well today. Their aim is on point, and it shows because they are also lapping the other Zenyatta. So
Yes, and so we actually had one of the teams go away. But regardless, we're about to take a